Good morning, children. I am Sirisha Sadhu. I will be your maths teacher for this year. Hope all are staying home and keeping healthy. Be safe. Okay, let us go to today's topic. Okay, children. This is your mathematics textbook for standard 8, isn't it? Okay, this is the cover page of your mathematics textbook. Let us see the contents in it. The first chapter is rational numbers. So let us start with this chapter, rational numbers. Okay, before going into rational numbers, we will have a small activity. Okay, before going into our chapter rational numbers, let us start this chapter interestingly using an activity. Okay, so for the activity, anyway, you have learned so many numbers from the day you started to come to school, isn't it? Firstly, in your primary classes or kindergarten, you have learned normal counting numbers. Am I correct? So, you have learned only counting numbers, isn't it? What are they? Counting numbers. What are they? 1, 2, 3, so on, isn't it? What are these counting numbers? 1, 2, 3, so on up to infinity, isn't it? You know only these counting numbers initially. These counting numbers are called as natural numbers. These normal, our counting numbers which starts from 1 and go on up to infinity, these numbers are called as natural numbers. What are they? Correct. Natural numbers. Okay. Afterwards, you were taught about whole numbers. What are these whole numbers? It's a little bigger circle. That means these whole numbers consist of all our natural numbers plus 0. Okay? 0, our whole number starts with 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4, so on it goes. That means whole numbers is nothing but 0 plus all our counting numbers. That is natural numbers. So this big set is now our whole numbers. Understood? You also need to draw this. Okay, this will be the activity 1. And then after whole numbers, you have even learnt about some more numbers. What are they? Yes, you have learnt about some more numbers which are called as integers. Very good. Very good. Okay, these integers contain all the natural numbers or all the whole numbers also. That means 0 is also included. These will contain all our whole numbers plus negative numbers also. Okay, all the negative numbers, 0 and all the normal positive numbers together we will get our integers. That means see here, firstly you have learned only natural numbers. Then along with natural numbers, if we just add a 0, the whole set will become the whole numbers. And again to this whole numbers, if we add negative numbers also, then it becomes a bigger set called as integers, isn't it? So under integers, we will get whole numbers and natural numbers also. Okay, this is the bigger set. Understood? So after integers, now we are going to learn even some more numbers which are called as rational numbers. That is our topic. Okay, so this chart I want you to draw in your class workbook. Understand? Because you can draw even more neatly than me all the circles one by one. So now our rational numbers is the biggest circle as of today. In that only it will cover integers also, it covers whole numbers, natural numbers, everything is included into rational numbers. But what are rational numbers? You don't know. When we go into this chapter, we will learn what are rational numbers, what are the various properties of rational numbers, and so many other things about rational numbers, such as how to represent the rational numbers on a number line, how to add two rational numbers, how to multiply them, how to divide them. Okay, so initially you need to be thorough with all these type of numbers. Understood? So you will also be drawing this figure so that you will have a clarity on which sets contain what. Understood? Okay. Now this is your activity 1. You also need to draw like this and name various sets of numbers inside. Okay. Then the second activity I want to give you is, while learning about natural numbers and whole numbers, you have definitely learned so many properties of them, such as you have learned about closure property. Am I correct? Closure property you have learned definitely. So I will just make you understand in simple terms what is meant by closure property. Closure property is nothing but, see, whenever you are taking two numbers from a particular set, okay, and operate on it with some operator like plus, when you add those two numbers, you will be getting a result. That results also must be from the same set. The result also should belong to the same set. That means whenever you are taking two natural numbers like 1 and 2, and if you add both of them, 1 plus 2, you will get 3. Is 3 belonging to natural numbers? Yes. That means natural numbers are closed under addition, we say. Okay, in the same way, closure property for whole numbers means whenever you are taking two whole numbers, okay, when you add them or when you subtract them or when you multiply them or divide them, you will be getting a result which also belongs to the set of whole numbers. That is called closure property. See, why you get confused is closure property will be defined for various operators like plus, minus, multiplication and division. For everything we need to check the closure property. Okay, for example, I will do the closure property only for addition so that you will understand. See, closure property for addition means if I take two whole numbers, like 0 is one whole number, 2 is another whole number, isn't it? So when I am adding these two, 0 plus 2, I will get again 2. 2 also is a whole number. That means whenever you are taking two numbers from a set and performing an operation on it, when the result also belongs to the same set, then we call addition is closed for whole numbers. The same thing you should try with natural numbers. You can try with integers also. Understand? For that I will show you a table. In your textbook only, in the second page, there is a big table shown here. How to draw? You need to draw the same table. You just open your textbook and you will find this table like this. Okay? Your table. The first thing should be operation. The second column should be numbers. And your third column must be remarks. Understand? Only 3 columns in your table. Operation, numbers, remarks. Firstly, you keep the heading as closure property for whole numbers. You keep the heading as closure property for whole numbers. Okay, then you make a table like this. First operation take as addition. Okay, they have taken 0 and 5. See here. 0 plus 5 they have done. They got again 5. 0 and 5 both are whole numbers. And the answer is also a whole number. So what did they say in the remarks? Whole numbers are closed under addition. What did they say? Whole numbers are closed under addition. You don't take the same numbers. You take some other two whole numbers. Write it here. No need to write all this stuff. Okay. You just take two whole numbers, add and see. If you are getting again a whole number, then you write the remark as whole numbers are closed under addition. Very good. Next, coming to the next operation, that is subtraction. They have taken 5 and 7. Both are whole numbers. Then they subtracted 5 minus 7. What did they get 5 minus 7? It is minus 2. Is minus 2 a whole number? No. Minus 2 is an integer because it is a negative number. Did you see? It's not plus 2. It is minus 2. As it's a negative number, it comes under integer. So what did they say in the remarks? Whole numbers are not closed under subtraction. Did you see that? Whole numbers are not closed under subtraction. Why? Whenever we are taking two whole numbers, the result is not a whole number. You check with two other different examples, then only you write the conclusion here. Understand? The third operator they have taken as multiplication. See, they have taken two whole numbers again, 0 and 3. 0 into 3, they got again 0. Isn't it? 0 and 3 are whole numbers. Our result, that is the product, is also a whole number. I think you remember the words product, isn't it? Whenever we are multiplying two numbers, the answer is called as product. Whenever we are adding two numbers, the answer is called as sum. Okay. And whenever we are subtracting two numbers, the answer is called as the difference. Understood? So here when the product is also a whole number, the remarks immediately they wrote as whole numbers are closed under multiplication. Understood? So don't take this example. You do with some other example and you write the conclusion here. The last operator is division. Okay, they have taken two whole numbers 5 and 8. Okay, when we divide 5 divided by 8, they'll get 5 by 8. Is 5 by 8 a whole number? No, it's a fraction. Did you see? It's a fraction. It's not a whole number. So what did they conclude here? Whole numbers are not closed under division. What did they say? Whole numbers are not closed under division. Okay, you don't take these numbers at all. You take some other two whole numbers, divide and show me. Okay, and write the conclusion as whole numbers are not closed under division. Understood the closure property for whole numbers? The same thing. This is okay, tabular form 1. Do the same table, repeat the same table using integers. Now keep the heading as integers. Okay. And then take a tabular form with the same headings, operation, numbers and remarks. Okay, operation, numbers and remarks means the observation. What did you observe when you are doing this? What did you observe? We will be writing in the remarks column. So, please continue the same procedure with integers also. Firstly, the operation is addition over here. They have taken two integers, C, minus 6. It's a negative number. So it comes under integer. Plus 5. 5 is also an integer. What did we get? We got minus 1. Is minus 1 an integer? Yes, of course minus 1 is an integer. So in the same way, you try with two other examples. They have given these. You take your own integers, try with them, put that here. No need to write all this. You just do the addition. Show me the answer. Then you give the remark as integers are closed under addition. Integers are closed under addition. Why? Whenever I am taking two integers and adding them, I again got an integer as the answer. That's why I can say integers are closed under addition. Very good. Now the next operation is subtraction. See, they have taken two integers here, 7 and 5, and they have subtracted 5 from 7. We got 2. 2 is also an integer. In the same way, they want to reverse it and do. See, 5 minus 7, or you take any other two integers like minus 6 and minus 8, we get minus 14. Minus 14 is also an integer. So finally, what did they conclude? Integers are closed under subtraction. See this, in whole numbers, the whole numbers are not closed under subtraction, whereas integers are closed under subtraction. Why? So whenever we are taking two integers, the answer, or in subtracting them, the answer we get is also an integer. Answer is also belonging to the same set. So we can say integers are closed under subtraction. The same thing you need to do for multiplication. See the multiplication thing. They have taken 5 and 8. 5 into 8 gives you 40. See, 5 and 8 are two whole numbers. Answer is also a whole number, 40. Okay. So the conclusion is integers are closed under multiplication. Understood? Then they have come to division, isn't it? They have taken two whole numbers, but the answer is a fraction, isn't it? So integers are not closed under division is the conclusion. The same thing I want you to do both the tables. One table with whole numbers, the other tabular form with integers, and check the closure property thoroughly. Take three examples. Okay, for division also take 3 examples, or take 2 examples at least, and check. Write your conclusion neatly in the remarks box. Okay, anyway, you have the textbook, but don't use the same examples. You try out with your own different examples and you write the conclusions neatly. This will be your activity where before starting the chapter rational numbers. Why am I giving this activity is because you know all the closure property even before. In your 6th and 7th also you have learnt about closure property. So I just want to give a revision and you will become more confident when you do this activity. So please do. You have 3 activities now given before starting the chapter rational numbers. First one is this. Okay, the smallest set is natural numbers. When we add 0 to it, a bigger set, whole numbers. When we add negative numbers to it, even a bigger set is formed, which is integers. Okay, now even more bigger set we are going to learn about, that is our rational numbers. Just draw this, you'll get a good idea. And then I just want you to check about the closure property. You have the tabular forms given in your textbook. I have shown you. In the same way, you need to draw 2 tabular forms. Okay, like this, just simple tabular forms you draw. The first one will be operation. First heading will be operation. The second heading will be numbers. Okay, second heading will be numbers, and the last heading will be remarks. So take the operator first as addition, then subtraction. First addition, then subtraction, then multiplication and division you take. Two examples you work out for each numbers. Different numbers you take. Firstly, you do this table for whole numbers. Then you do the same table for integers and write your remarks. Remarks means your conclusions. What did you conclude? What did you observe after performing the operation on these numbers? Okay, what did you conclude from it? Just check only the closure property for whole numbers and integers. Okay, with this you will complete the activity. Then you will become thorough with this property, so that I will start this chapter for you in the next video. Understood? So today we have stopped with only 3 activities. One is the number chart. The second one is you will be checking the closure property for whole numbers and integers using this tabular form. Okay? Okay, then stay safe, stay home.